using the microphone off my glasses while they were sitting on top of my head, so the audio was muted. But now, using my powers of deduction, there shouldn't be a problem. And we can start again with good morning. Welcome to YoYoFactory. It's day 3 of our amazing sale. And today is the day that I catch up, which is a big statement. You're the problem, not me. Hey, I can hear myself, so therefore it's working. My solution worked. So we sent out our price list, our email yesterday, and as anticipated, it made yesterday as big a day as the day before. So we need to catch up on that before we consider how the weekends. Update on the mystery finger spin yo-yo. Still not here, which is a little embarrassing. It's now been stuck for 7 days, and that's a little bit of a problem. But I think that people will be stoked when they get their mystery finger spin yo-yo, so I think it'll be okay. And if you didn't order the mystery finger spin yo-yo, I'm going to take it down today, so if there's any left, it's your last chance. If you missed out, you missed out. Okay. I'm almost at the end of these, and then we can pack some yo-yos. So what's going on out there in the universe today for everybody else? It's a beautiful day in sunny Arizona, just like every day. Every day is the same. Sunny. Actually, we've had a little bit of weather influence, clouds and breeze, which is kind of nicer than usual. I'm missing my people. Batman must be at work. Okay, and that's it. I'm up to today. DNA style yo-yo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Here's a nice DNA style yo-yo. What do we have here? Open box axolotl. It's a mystery. It's a mystery, Batman. It's a mystery. Okay, DNA style yo-yo. Looks like nothing more than some scuff off the box. Let's put a string on it. I'm like the do you know the joke about the guy who worked his whole life at the dockyard, and every day he'd come to work with his tools, and then every day he'd work all day long, and then every day he'd push them home in a wheelbarrow, put his tool, he'd walk back. And then at the end, he went to retire, and they were like, dude, we thought you were stealing money. You were stealing from us your whole life, and you didn't. You're a great employee for all these years. And, then when he went home, he had like, a million wheelbarrows. So he's stealing wheelbarrows his whole life, and that's the joke. And I wasn't trying to tell the joke. I'm just explaining the joke because I feel like that guy. Every time I go home from work, I go home with a bundle of string around my neck. And every day, I'm like, oh man, I got to take that back. And I always forget it. So, endless supply of string at home. None when I come in every day. I have to go find new string. So I'm just going to go grab some string. That was a long way to tell you I have no string. Hey, Keith. I'm packing up bad. I'm using them all. Oh, man has string. Man wears string. If you've ever worn string, you know that one of the most dangerous things you can do is pull it while it's on your neck, because you pull it really quick and you get yourself a string and end up with rope burn around your neck. Okay, so this was good. Finger spin yo-yo. Check. Test its finger spinning qualities. Oh, rusty. First throw of the day. Well, no, it wasn't. I was playing with that Prevail. It works. Huzzah! For long time watchers, you know, I used to not be able to do the finger spin, but I feel if you know, even if you don't stay up with tricks, if you can't do the finger spin, you are. How can you be a professional yo-yo player if you can't do the it trick? It's just a given. You just have to lock in and learn how to do it. And people are like, oh, I don't want to learn it. And that's their loss, because it's cool. I don't know. You should be able to do the DNA. It's not harder than anything else you learn. Mystery finger spin yo-yo? No, you can't guess it. Not allowed. No guessing will be allowed by you. Okay, mini confusion. Just make sure it's got a string with it by doing that. That's it. Package number 1. Woohoo! Celebrate the wins. So I think with DNA, as much as, you know, you practice with a dimple yo-yo and all that, if you have the control of a like a non-dimple yo-yo, for learning the technique, you almost just get enough time with a regular yo-yo. Like, and I'm talking about just finding the corner and doing it before it goes out of control like that. So maybe it's because I could do thumb grinds before I could do finger spins. But like, whoop, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 seconds where I could do the DNA there without even needing it to be on a finger spin yo-yo. So don't throw too flat. Actually throw it like a 60. So it's sitting like that, and then you just pull it into that spot. I find that, you know, people rely on the dimple. Some people rely on the dimple, but I find it easier probably to do DNAs not on a dimple yo-yo, but just on a regular yo-yo with a corner, because the corner gives you just that time. Ugh, but if you don't get it in that time, it's over. The dimple really gives you more time to get it. Yeah, you should get it, Batman. If there's still some. The tornado bind. When the period of time where the DNA was the tornado bind was, I don't know, not that it was either not long or not prominent. I certainly was aware of it, and I think the video where Gentry called it the DNA, he was renaming known yo-yo tricks. So like Texas Cowboy, he renamed the Jumpman. So I'm not sure why DNA stuck, but nothing else did. But it certainly did, and you know, it's pretty cool to have a trick gain so much popular attention and notoriety, especially because it wasn't a new trick. That is good. I think it was before, I think emoji challenges came after it was renamed. So I think once it was the DNA and there was an emoji associated with it, that allowed it to pop even more. Because everybody would put in their emoji challenges their last trip. Star, tower. There's also an emoji for a tornado or hurricane, cyclone, whatever that, tornado, yeah. So there could have been a tornado trick as well. But when you look at it, DNA it looks more like DNA than it does look like a tornado when it's spinning. Unreleased mystery finger spin yo-yo. This has some stuff that's not in this room. North Star finger spin. Arrow, no spare bearing. An arrow metal rim. At the rate these are going, we'll still have more arrow metal rim next year. Which is okay. Okie dokie. Still needs an item. So I'll set that one aside. Okay. Mega Monster. Might need to get some more. Oh no. Oh, shh. I just found it on the table. It's the pyramid. Tells you your future. I'm going to ask it a question. Should Batman get the unreleased mystery yo-yo?
Accept disappointment and move on.
Oh no, he shouldn't. Batman, the pyramid's spoken. It said you should accept disappointment. There you go. Trust the pyramid. Now I'm worried. It's got in my head. This person is getting a 2024 miracle. Cool. Let's find a good one for him. I think I want a 2026 and some 2025s. Walk the dog was the only trick people asked to see first. Did you ever bother to try it? Yeah, I mean, in my life, when people did ask for walk the dog, I would tend to do it, but I wouldn't trash a yo-yo for it. But if you dared to lend somebody a metal yo-yo and their first action was to walk the dog, I've been there too. But in my position, I don't know, you say you don't form an attachment with yo-yos, but you certainly do. So even if it's just some yo-yo that you grab off the shelf, and I tend to play with the same yo-yos for extended periods of time. Even though I have access to a lot of yo-yos, I'll pick my favorites and stick to them. But eventually, I will happily give that yo-yo away. And when I'm traveling, that's one of my biggest problems. I will give more yo-yos away than I'll hold on to. Oh no. There's no box on the porch. Uh-oh. So, if in case of no delivery from the postal service, do not fret. This has a bad something. Do not fret. Sometimes postal tracking will update when the driver will prematurely hit the delivered button. So often you'll be asked to wait 24 hours. If there's no update within 24 hours, check with neighbors, mailbox, anybody else in your household. If there's still nothing found, there is a report lost mail function, and you send me the number from your inquiry, and I can refund your money or send you a new yo-yo. Bad main bearing. Don't have pliers. We'll fix later. Move on. So that's the standard protocol. I had somebody lose 3 ones yesterday. Uh-oh. Cool. I hope the yo-yos just turn up. That would be the easiest for all of us. The 9 Dragons is amazing. Edit with the yo-yo? Yeah, it will be. There'll be an edit. And I'm kind of looking forward to it because if you have been listening to my previous ramblings about it, it'll be a player playing outside of their style. So not like divisional style, but like style of tricking. Shutter wide. We can do better than that one. It's got a little dent. Shutter wide. It's a Chinese one. This one's good too. They shall be happy with their shutter wide. Yo, good morning. Beautiful day to be in yo-yo land today. Got talked about overthrow yesterday and today. Somebody ordered a bunch of them. So overthrow does have its fans. This is a test to see what color they are. Because I do not have an idea. Ooh, clear ones. Somewhat unexpected. I wonder if they're all clear. Because when people order multiple, I do like to give different ones. I don't know if they want different ones, but I like to give them. Yeah, purple. Well, that's nice. It's a dangerous thing to do, the rapid acquisition of yo-yos, but it is a good way to get a taste for what you like and what you don't like. Look, purple and a clear. This person's going to be happy. Very happy. And I put overthrows everywhere. So if you have a bigger order, I haven't done them yet. There's a pile sitting out there. I printed the small ones. I'm doing the small ones. This afternoon, I'm doing the big ones. That's my way of staying on top of things. I don't know if that's the right way, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, that one is responsive. Sometimes responsive, which is the worst. And to make it even better, I put a knot in it. I printed most. I haven't printed all. So what year was the best amazing sale? That's a good question. I can remember, I think probably during COVID era, because we just had so much time on our hands. Yeah, because I can remember we just had boxes lined up with people's names on them and we would just drop them in over and over again. But it's funny because like the time, energy and effort that we put into Amazing Sale, it was, the best part about it was the customer interactions and the fact that we could hook people up. But at the end of the month, what we sold and the price we sold it at versus what we would have just made if we just kept doing our business, it was there wasn't too much difference in it. The other thing I was talking about with somebody offline was the fact that, you know, back in the day we just used to get bad batches, whole runs of bad yo-yos. Like you'd order a yo-yo, even if you'd ordered it before, the factory would just deliver you 400 bad yo-yos. And it's not like that anymore. Everyone's getting better at what they do. Product overall is becoming more consistent and nicer. So there's just not as many yo-yos that don't hit that standard that is required. Miracle 2023. Interesting. And a Superstar. Superstar's easier. Miracle 2023. Might have to find one. I'll set that one aside because immediately I don't see one just sitting here. I know where one is. Here's another 2023. I know where they are. Okay, wedge, North Star finger spin. This one's easy. They're in boxes. And the boxes are right next to each other. This year was different. This year, I mean, we refined everything. There's a lot of like, there's a bit of like dead stock, the Brias, and some just straight up absolute deals. But this year, we're getting rid of some stuff so we can do a whole bunch of new stuff. So we need to do a new. What the heck is that?
That was the best sale, 2023.
Ah. Thank you, Stats Man. So, man, he just totally robbed my train of thought. I don't even know what I was talking about now. You just killed me. Oh yeah. So we need to do a new bimetal as our bimetal. We need to do a new base model finger spin yo-yo. That spot has been held down recently by Bullseye. Bullseye's been good, but I think we can do better. I dig Bullseye. There's a few features that make it great at what it does. But you know, we talk to people, they play with them. We talk to people teaching tricks. Yeah, 2023 was a big year. 2023, I think we did a few things. There was a lot of, that might have been a year with a lot of titanium. Plus we did like some curated shopping. Plus we like dipped into like collection stuff. And we had some bad stuff and leftover stuff. Yeah, the thing I like about Bullseye, it offers you the best in terms of like a long finger spin because it's not a deep pocket. But it still has like a lock-in point. I think I'll miss, like if it wasn't available, I'd miss this yo-yo. Ooh, 101 severe. Kenny, I was giving up stuff then. I was going deep. What am I playing with this yo-yo for? Oh, we're gonna make a new one. Okay, I need to get some stuff. I need, apparently, Mega Monsters in here as well. B-grade Horizon. Easy one too. I want to do another year where we make. 2023, I think, was also the year we did all the Made in the USA stuff. So we did like the 44s and the steel one. Like we made them and we dropped them straight in. Ooh, prototype Acronizer. That's like, you know, they only sold like 120 of them in Japan, so it's like one of the rarest type of yo-yos at all. Big deal Rockstar, great. These big deals, like this is still the stock string on it. So I know there's nothing wrong with that guy. And Rockstar, which is new in box. I'm not sure where that came from or why it's even here. Yeah, that Acronizer, if you ever want to get rid of it, Yahoo Auction. Oh, it's not just up big deal. This person wants 3 big deals. I feel I need to do them a solid and get them some spare string for it. I might do that. I hear somebody out there. I wish it's the FedEx dude. I wish it to be. Yeah, Mega Monster. I want to do another yo-yo in that category, so I don't want to still have them. I love Mega Monster. It's the second or third run we've done of it, so it's been beloved by me. I think that I know where it was in terms of influencing other yo-yos. It may not have hit the fame that it deserved, but it's had significant influence on the direction of yo-yo manufacturing, because it came out as the widest bimetal yo-yo, and then shortly thereafter there was a C3 that came out, and then there was Brandon came out with one, and it was on its way at that stage. The spark had finally turned into fire. It was ignition had occurred. It's also interesting to see the rebellion. Whenever you have a change, there's always a pushback against it. And with wide yo-yos, I definitely think that's occurring. There's a bunch of people saying that there is a too wide. Brio. Let's show a Brio. Brio's a very modern shape. What other people do with their B grades? A lot of brands do B grades at events. We used to sell them exclusively at events because we really like the idea of people putting their hands on them. So you'd know exactly what you were getting prior to handing over your money. But what we eventually settled here on is if we just made the prices low enough, then the deal would be good enough that you wouldn't necessarily care. It would be, even at its worst, it would still be such a good deal that you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll take it. And what's funny is I saw somebody talking trash about our B grades recently, and you get 3 metal yo-yos for $10. What are you hoping for? Oh, they're trash. Yeah, some of them aren't great, but that's why you get 3 metal yo-yos for $10. Speak of the devils, I would still consider super wide the worst, but I think we've got a pretty good understanding of what they are in people's heads and what they can expect from it. We did our product listing for it last year was the harshest it's ever been. It basically said, "Don't buy this; it's junk." And somebody still bought it and said, "Hey, this is junk." I'm like, yeah, that's 100% what it is. But if you, I don't know. I know it has its fans. It's out of all the B grades that we offer, we get more requests throughout the year for super wides than anything else. And when the sale comes around, there are people who are just buying them every year. And maybe they break them, and that's why they're buying them every year, but they still buy some more. It's just disposable. How many super wides left in the warehouse? I don't know, because there's a whole bunch that's unbuilt, and I'm not sure if there are axles in there, and I'm not sure if it gets to the stage where they need axles in them, if I would build them or just throw them away. There's some good recycling dollars in it, I imagine. Oh, you know what's funny? This one, super smooth. The bearing doesn't sound great, but the yo-yo itself, oh, the yo-yo's smooth. Bearing's not great. For my own investigations, let's put a new bearing in it, see what happens. Snug, but not over tightened. We made a bunch. At the time, I was a huge believer. Nobody else here really was, right? So I went to China. I saw the factory. I checked it all out. Made sure they weren't, because this was back in the day where barely any brands were making yo-yos in China. Even for the Chinese domestic market, there was only like 3 or 4 manufacturers. And so I'm like, we can't sell this without going and checking it out. That was back in the day when you're like, oh, China has children making stuff. So, we had to go make sure that wasn't the case. So hopped on the plane, hopped on another plane, because this isn't just like Shenzhen, just across the border. This is like up the coast a bit. And at the time, it was not a developed area. So this was made, this yo-yo was made originally by a company called Iota, and it was, weirdly enough, it was called the Miracle. And that was the English translation of the Chinese name. So it wasn't actually called Miracle, it was called, don't know what, but that translated into Miracle. And I went to the factory. The town was, put it this way, there was still a ox pulling stuff along the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, interesting. We've gone, this isn't the future China. This is like the past China. But the factory was modern. They kind of knew what they were doing. They were responsive to making things better. But when the yo-yos arrived, they were, the amount of time, energy, and effort that was required to get them to a stage that we wanted to sell them was the worst part. We also dropped it at the same time and ordered it at the same time as the JK. I don't know if you should get more. I'm still on the fence myself. That one doesn't need to be here. Wow, guess what? I'm on to big orders. Whew. Super White complaint was 2 years ago. It's memorable. Gets me. Bruh. Somebody used a discount code on a super wide. Kills me. Leave them here. Send that in. Okay, so we're going to bring this pile in because Keith can fill this pile of orders in the other room. So let's go for a walk. And there's my measly effort this morning. Uh-oh. What do you want?
I was trying to open the door for you.
Oh, cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Hey.
That's your car okay?
Nah, not mine.
Oh, okay.
What are you sending stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. I'm just doing some stuff that needs to be fixed.
Okay, I got a pile here for you, which you can fill.
Cool.
I'll do this one while I'm here. Welcome to Keith's House of Yo-Yo Fun.
Yeah.
That's Keith.
I'm about to drop some knowledge on this person that there was a holiday on Monday, and that's why I took an extra day.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Is it because their FedEx order didn't arrive?
Yeah, they put it in Friday afternoon.
No, check your date on that. I think they put it in Thursday and you didn't ship it on Friday.
Oh, I have it right here.
Go check the date.
I just did.
They ordered 7:30 on Thursday.
No.
So before you drop your knowledge bomb, you go check that date.
No.
Yep.
Friday, 5:25.
What was the date?
22nd on Friday.
22nd? What day is the order on the 22nd?
Yeah.
Whew. Nope. They didn't do anything. We just ended up with a bunch of bad yo-yos. And we never ordered from them again. And that was it. Woohoo! Yeah, so this pile here I sent you is just normal stuff you can do from here. Okay? Okay. Yes, Ben. I hear you, Ben.
Ben McPhee. Ben McPhee.
All right, Keith, tell us a joke.
Oh.
Do you have a joke?
I did have a good one.
I got a joke.
What?
Well, I only tell the same joke, so maybe I've told it.
Will it be Spotlight Ultra or
Just Spotlight. It's the team yo-yo. Spotlight.
what size is that?
Spotlight team. The yo-yo on it is going to be a spin star.
Why did the pony ask for a glass of water?
I like this one. Why did the pony ask for a glass of water?
It was a little horse. That's a good one.
my joke is also an animal joke. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
Maybe you have heard it. So, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you have a day off in a city.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like to do is go to the zoo.
Okay.
All right? Like, if you're in Tokyo, Ueno Zoo costs like $6 to go into. I know some people morally don't appreciate zoos, but I understand the role they play in the conservation.
Zoos are cool. I like looking at animals.
Yeah, which makes you more inclined to care about the planet more. And maybe it's costing those animals their life to protect their species.
Yeah, I mean, we could just eat them, though.
Yeah.
We gotta look at them.
Anyway, the zoo in Tokyo, it's a great zoo. But the zoo I went to the other day, worst zoo I've ever been to.
You went to a zoo in America? Oh, good news. Oh, never mind.
You thought it was FedEx?
The FedEx ground truck just drove by.
Yeah, not us.
Not
So,
us.
worst zoo I've ever been to.
Okay.
Only had one animal.
Was it a human being?
No, it was a dog.
Oh.
Yeah, Shih Tzu.
Oh,
Oh, got him. The build up.
Why don't lions ever eat clowns?
I don't know. Why don't lions ever eat clowns?
Because they taste funny.
That was a good one. Okay, that's jokes. We'll stop now because that's the limit of our funniness. I got another one. Ready? It's. Some people may find this a bit spicy.
Uh-oh.
You ready? An Australian and a Polish guy walked into a room. And that's the Polish guy, and I'm the Australian guy.
All right.
Yeah, that was the joke. It's a classic setup, but there was no punchline. Oh, Keith's got another one.
It's really hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs because they always take things literally.
Is kleptomania the one where you steal
Yeah, those are
stuff?
the people who like steal stuff all the time. Yeah, they take stuff literally.
Yo, want to see a relic from the past? Super wide packaging. Ooh, it's even got the specs on it. There you go. Somebody was asking the other day if we still had the package. Yes, because we hoard that kind of stuff. We do, though. Okay, I need boxes. I'm going to go grab some boxes. I thought I did grab boxes. Maybe I forgot where I was going. Didn't bring any boxes back. So out the back we go. I thought this pallet was going. What was that guy here for?
You dropped stuff off.
What did he drop off?
Packaging.
Packaging. Boring. Packaging. Packaging's not very exciting. Here's cardboard. It's boring. But I needed boxes, and maybe the boxes I needed we just got. No, I found boxes. Yo. Here we go. So we got some boxes. Because we need to put some orders in boxes. Packaging. I thought this stuff was going, but that stuff was coming. And none of it's yo-yos. Well, this stuff going is. All right, let's watch Keith work.
I know the joke. I know a good joke, but it says the S-H-I-T bad word.
Sure, man.
Oh. Oh, hi, it's my friend Ben. Keith already had a sig.
Sig.
Someone was like, Keith sig soon. I'm like, you missed that. That was like 5 years ago.
Sig
Sour.
Sauer. Sig Sauer.
6 hours, cool. It's a cool thing to say. It sounds like a tasty treat.
A Sig Sauer?
A 6 hour, yeah.
A sour sig. So, as an immigrant, one of the coolest things that American offers me is red cups.
I've heard that that's the thing.
Do you know how cool a red cup is?
Yeah, I've heard in like the UK, people buy them to have American parties.
Yeah, but like, I know single-use plastic, blah, blah, blah. But this isn't single use.
You use it a bunch. I
write my name on
like
it,
2
and
days.
a red cup will last.
Yeah, and it's like $3 for like 100 of them.
They...
Like, why would I ever buy a plastic cup that's I'm gonna clean with my hands?
But I wash mine out with soap because it's such a quality item.
If you were a wild human though, you would be drinking out of like a gourd, and then when you were done, you would just throw it on the floor.
Yeah, but I mean, technically the gourd would then, compost and grow. Gourds would grow from this gourd, and you'd have more cups. This cup's not reproducing.
That would be nice though.
I wonder if they've thought about ever making I bet you can buy a metal one.
Yeah, I bet you can buy a metal. They have a metal gallon milk jug that you can buy
and refill. You just take it to the cow. Anyway, America, W with red cups.
Yeah.
Big red cup energy. I think I need a tape gun and a red cup.
Yeah, they take 450 years to decompose. Styrofoam takes 50 years, but instead of fully degrading, it breaks down into microplastics. That's really important.
The red ones?
The
Styrofoam.
Red just stays solid and then breaks down over 400
Okay. So we're going to talk about why you shouldn't drink out of red cups. See, this is a moment of enlightenment, and maybe my love of red cups has been now tinted or changed. The cultural phenomenon of the disposable red cup is, in fact, destructive to the planet. 450 years until that red cup breaks down. So now my water will be bittered by the fact that my red cup is going to be still with us long after my great grandchildren, which is pretty crazy. So I don't know, I guess I better really enjoy it and prolong this cup's life and usage. Oops. Sorry, planet. I do feel bad. But I'm not going to dwell on it. So, semi-disposable cups, nothing like that. There are coffee cups, but Keith was just saying that styrofoam's worse because it takes almost as long to break down. But when it breaks down, it goes into small pieces which become microplastics.
That's true.
Which are ingested by the food cycle.
I eat them.
And
And my food.
Do you know what the other one is that gets you with microplastics?
What?
Like scrubbing brushes and
Oh, yeah.
scouring pots and pans.
Yeah, that would make sense.
We,
I miss when there was microplastics in my body wash because it was like the best clean of my life. Do you remember those little balls?
the facial
little
cleaners.
scrubby balls.
And in toothpaste too, it was really good at cleaning your teeth.
Yeah, and then they got rid of it. Now no one's been clean ever since.
You can just use soap, man. It works.
Yeah, you've been sand in the soap. I got some soap that had sand in it once.
The other one is crushed avocado, not avocado, apricot. Apricot shells.
That would make sense. I almost got the Sydney Sweeney soap. It was on
Okay.
sale.
And what would that do for you?
I'd have one. I'd have it.
Let's see Keith come up with an appropriate joke here.
No, it was on sale. It got recommended to me. I bought soap from that company. It's that company that makes like the thematic like manly soaps, and they do like different ones.
The
Like
Bigfoot one?
yeah, it's that one. It's that company. It's that company. They did it.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, Sasquatch soap, and they did it. They included like. It was like they included like a drop of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater in like every soap, and when you bought it, it was shaped like a donut with a hole in the middle. I think maybe it was to hang your soap up so you didn't drop it. But it was donut. It was a donut shaped soap. So I chose not to buy it. I just bought regular soap from the grocery store.
Yeah, okay. Do you have like so you have nice soap though?
I just steal my girlfriend's soap.
So you smell
I get soap for Christmas, and then when I run out of the soap I get for Christmas in like the packs, I just steal her soap. I run out.
So I exist on hotel soap.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I don't buy soap. I just steal it from take it from hotels. Hold it against me. I go in there for scissors. This is the part of the day where we just walk back and forward. Yo,
Yesterday eating Taco Bell made me hungry for Taco Bell.
your miracle yo-yo will be definitely on the way to you. If you just brought a miracle yo-yo,
Nice.
you've probably got tracking already. They have metal red cups. Can you again stop working and immediately Google that for me? I love it. I love a metal.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Uline has a. Oh no, those are
You can get
plastic ones.
You can get 1,000 plastic ones for
$300.
$300.
It's a good deal.
Oh, I'm gonna.
And then there's these stainless steel ones.
But you can get one. You can get a stainless steel one for like $4.
Yeah.
Yo, do you know what? Let's get some. Laser some logos on it, and then we'll have I'll put. Yo, I can laser my name on it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Does anyone want to? Ooh, I wonder how quick we can get them by the end of the week.
You can probably get them quick.
Find me some. We can do some amazing. What if we
Amazing red solo cups.
B grade red? Oh, that Yeti travel cup. Oh, what's that whole pack?
Yeah.
That's 10 of them. No, those other ones were cheaper.
Yeah, these are the Walmart ones.
But I don't want them to be like. I want them to be kind of good.
Yeah, those are the ones they sell at Walmart.
But the Walmart ones look bad.
They do look bad.
That clean canteen one looks good, but it's like $20.
This one's the $4 one.
Go back. What is that? 48. 40. Oh no, 48. They're like $10 each.
Yeah, and they laser them.
Okay. What do we got on Amazon?
Amazon?
Yeah, like it's a different website.
Steel chill cups?
Steal the material you want.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just hold that thought. Let's hold that thought right there.
I think it's 12 of them for $16.
Okay. So, well, I think we need to get some.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, as soon as I get off this, I'm going to order some metal cups. So, in 450 years, that metal cup can be recycled into something, probably a robot that will oppress us.
Who is that?
I don't even know that
Who's
name.
Beckett Chatterton?
Who's in here hitting search buttons on Beckett Chatterton?
I don't know.
If it wasn't you or I, you know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Don't know. Is it a person?
No, there's nothing has popped up for them.
Interesting.
Beckett Chatterton.
I came in here for scissors.
Oh, Beckett Chatterson's a little kid from Rocky Mountain. It was Miles.
Oh, Miles was here yesterday?
Yeah, or maybe another day, and this page was just open.
This is Keith's organization wall.
It's pretty organized.
It is pretty organized. The whole concept though was to not have anything on the table, and you got scissors, you got a cutter, you got pens, so you're not putting stuff back, so the problem's going to grow, and you're using a styrofoam cup. So.
I used it for ice cream though, and then I used it for water.
Well, once we get your metal cup, you can use that too. Okay, I got scissors. That was the whole point of going in there. Advantages of your, what are we talking about? Metal cups. I missed the question. I bought a Miracle. Oh, sorry. What's the advantages of the Miracle? I would say that it probably has the most focused rim weight of anything currently available, and that is through the use of brass, which is denser than anything else used in yo-yos. I hate brass in yo-yos, and if you have brass rimmed yo-yos in your life, you will hate them too. Unless you don't touch the brass, because that brass is nasty, nasty, nasty. If you're putting your fingers on it and you sweat on it, and it stinks. But I didn't actually need them. Okay, so let's build boxes. Tape, boxes, thing. Camera closer so I can read it. Beeswax on brass? Yeah, but now it's going to be in contact with your hand all day long. Like, the beeswax is just going to get blasted off. If it was brass that you didn't have to touch repeatedly, I think that would be a great solution, and I love the idea of it, especially because we're on our whole, like, save the planet, no microplastics kick. These are compostable. So that's a good one. If you receive your package and you throw these away, no. Place it in the compost because it is compostable. Just out here trying to make up for the fact that my cup is going to be here in 450 years. Growth, learning. Box. Next. Maybe we need some paper tape too. Big orders. Interesting. My grandfather was one of those people who, was on that kick that wearing a copper bracelet would be good for your arthritis, and he constantly had a bluey green ring around his wrist. And maybe I associate that with my dislike of brass. Anyway, makes a yo-yo spin really strong. That's why we use it. I kind of like the 2024 Miracle with the stainless steel over the top. I like the feel of the steel. I mean, sorry, not stainless steel, the aluminum over the top, because I like the feel of the metal more than the plastic. Is a Replay Pro durable? That's my question. I would say the most durable yo-yo that we make is the Deviated 8 because you're not going to break it. I don't think anyone's ever broken it. I don't think we've ever had a Deviated 8 come back and been like broken. About to run out of tape. Will I get this box? Yeah, so in the 2023, you can see the brass through the polycarbonate. In the 2024, it's still there, but it's under aluminum this time. And the 2025 went back to plastic. And then 2026, the Kims are still playing with 2025 right now. So, oh, I didn't get there. Got there halfway. Need some more tape. Let's go on an adventure. It's time to get more tape. It's time to get more tape. If I sing a song about it, I won't forget what I'm doing and I'll actually get more tape.
Yeah.
Time to get more tape. Don't get distracted. I just saw a red cup in the garbage bag. And now I feel bad for the planet. I've gone from being such a red cup believer to such a hater. Aqua blue and now full sewer. Yeah, I know some people who have like Deviated 8s as their beta yo-yos and they've had it since late 2000s and they just keep beating on it. Red yo-yo Miracle with gold accent. Miracle with gold accents. Does it look beautiful from the outside when it's spin? The splash one, if you want to see the splash one spin, I'll spin one. But I like the red one personally. I just traveled with the gold and red one for quite a period of time. You can give that one to Keith. He needs one too.
That's for Keith?
Yep, because I stole his tape gun. So I can spin anything you want to see. Oh, there we go. That's the most efficient I've been getting anything. Oh, bimetal balls. There's been a lot of internal discussion on what we do, where we take balls. I'd want to do small steel ones before I do bimetal. Yeah. So you trade for that insane durability, you trade something. There is a, there's a complete trade-off in like high performance, durability. There's a third one here, price. So you got three points you hit at. You can get a durable cheap yo-yo, or you can get a high performance, low durability yo-yo, but it's very hard to get all three at the same time. And if it's in the middle, then it's probably mitted everything. So, man, it's so funny because every time that we talk about balls, it tries to block comments. No. You wonder why it does that. I just saw a bearing roll across the table and I thought it was alive. Maybe I need glasses. Oh, I mean, more glasses. Boxes and boxes and boxes. Kim's not interested in the 60 millimeter Miracle. They've played with like every 60 millimeter yo-yo that's currently made. We've sampled yo-yos for them up to that wide, and the answer was no. It hurts our technical abilities. It's kind of the, if they weren't like the best yo-yo players in the world, you could write it off as like popular rhetoric, but. Yeah. Have I wanted to visit the pyramids? Brother, you're asking the wrong person. I've been to Egypt for the last 2 years consecutively. And this year I would like to visit again. So, it's funny, there's new Miracles, but there's also an even, there's another one that I want to do. There's a yo-yo system I want to create for Miracle, and it just requires me to sit down with an engineer for a bit and to hammer it out. We're looking good here. Feeling a little bit sleepy today. Let's find some water to pack. Okay, this one needs to go back to Keith for 99 Dragons deal. That one just needs string. Let me find the box of orders. One sec. Ooh, Turbo Bumblebee GT. I need to go upstairs, get them. And I also need packing materials because they need to be protected at all costs. So, that can have a box, but that box will not be packed. This person does not need a Turbo Bumblebee. They can have a box. This can be packed. Okay. Except I've now made it impossible for me to reach things. The Miracles and case are all new stock, new in box. So, yeah, they will come straight out of like inventory. There's no B grades in that. It's just a deal. Should have made that clearer on the listing, perhaps. Oh, this person got the pop star. Been playing with that. Yes. I don't think I could find another one of these around here. Ugh, killing me. Yo, you got a Tokyo? Dang. You know, we miscounted and I didn't get one. So we don't even own one. Yeah. Sadly. Popstar, flight random color. Need to get flight random colors. You know what I can do? I can pass that off just by circling it. And then I can go Superstar B grade, $10. Superstar B grade, $10. That's the Superstar over here. What's this pink one? Oh, sick. Yo, this is fire. It's a pink one. That was also the Paul Kerbal edition because he must have competed with this at Worlds one year. You can see that big selective blast up there, which means we probably blasted these in the US. So the likely build history on this yo-yo, it was probably machined in China, blasted here by us, and anodized and lasered here by us. We don't make a yo-yo that feels like this anymore. Thunk. I like that. Kind of want to keep it. That's a good yo-yo right there. 2 grind machines and a shot of B grade. So let's get all that stuff. Yo, what do you know about that Yo-Yo Mac laser sample? Shot at B grade, has flat bearing in this one. Yo, my ears suggest that we just got a delivery. I was listening intently there, so much so that I may have got distracted and That's when I usually put the wrong yo-yos in people's orders. But he is assuming that we just got some kind of FedEx delivery that could be relevant. I don't believe it's the finger spin. What service finish does yo need to be machined? How small is the RARZ? Asking for a machinist perspective. So you should talk to my friend Batman. He's also a machinist, and maybe he can answer those questions. Because I don't know what RA and RZ means. If we're being frank. And I can be frank. Miracle in case. That's not coming from here. Wedge and beyond. Let's give him a beyond. We'll send that to the other room. I'm just going to circle. Whoop. It's killing me if it is what I think it is, but I don't think it is. Oh, this person needs like a bunch of yo-yos. So let's get them a box. Get them a bunch of yo-yos. Godspeed. Wedge. Horizon B grade. Super wides. Wedge. Super wides. Horizon. And we're still missing something. Missing a flight. Let's check. Current sweet spot for diameter. I would say that there's open debate on it, especially when you consider that like Hunter was second at Worlds with a yo-yo that was so vastly different to the Miracle. It's still so crazy to have two players making B grades. Ben, what are you doing? Have two players, it's fine, taking 1-2 at Worlds. I don't think we've ever done that before. It's a weird one because, you know, it's a crazy achievement. That Super Wide had like some gunk on it, which probably was put on there when it was built in 2010. Yeah, well, 2010. Super Wide's 26 years old. No, 16 years old. One Super Wide. Two Super Wide. Do you know what we should do on Friday? I should get a bunch of Evo, test them, and make them available. Because that yo-yo is fairly beloved. It has quite the following. There's quite a bunch of people who wanted them. And I think we could definitely find some of varying levels of smoothness. The thing with the variable levels of smoothness, if the rim does shift, that variable level of smoothness is quite temporary. Okay, partially filled. 2 whip, 2 growing machine, 2 pink black, 1 superstar. 1 superstar, 2 pink black, 2 growing machine, and 2 whip. In a box. 2. Just need to find my whip. Did we get the unreleased yet? I don't think we did, but we got something. According to the tracking, they're in Chicago, where they have been for almost a week. Two whip. Woohoo! This person has a sneaky, normal order yo-yo in amongst the B grades. So, overthrow, 2 citation, superstar with hub stack, superstar B grade times 2. It's another neat superstar. That was a team logo. I think that was the team logo the year that Harold won. Shout out to Harold, who I see every day. If we turn it around, there's Harold over there. It's on the wall. It'll be worth it, guarantee. It's cool. It's very cool. Good. Place it in some compostable compost. Compost where I'm from. I like the team one better. Okay, international. This person wants a bunch of parts as well. I know this order. I know this order because it's costing us more to ship than the order's worth, but we're still going to do it. Sadly, I hope they appreciate their order. Okay, that works. Yo, do you have plans for new colorway versions of the Miracle in the future? Yeah, so part of the conversation we just had earlier was the fact that the Kims are still playing with their 2025. We do have some of the current ones still in inventory, so there's not a 2025 new color order happening right now. I think Mia wants a couple of like tiny changes that we're in the process of getting done. But overall, I'm not sure if it's going to be a new yo-yo or just like a little refresh. Okay, so I don't have that. I do have that. Two, 5, 2 commune. $2 hang on, 2 grow machine orders times 3, so it's 6 grow machine. That's the box that gets me, that's dusty. It's the killer. View message. Shiny dark purple with the brass rims. Yeah, it would. That'd be a very royal, regal color. I quite like that. When we did the cases, you know, we did the Miracle cases, the brown with the gold accents, but we did an Angelo case that's purple. I think that if there wasn't the purple Angelo case, the Miracle case would have been purple. Man. See, that's why I like ripping these yo-yos out of the case. Two. I'm going to. This is ridiculous. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. Where's the other one? It was an all-star. Oops. 6. 6. 2. Cool. Yeah, I like the Miracle. The way that all comes together. I like the the green red year with the Miracle, but Miri ended up playing with the year before. So they never like both came together as the yo-yo as used at the same time. But you know, we don't. People wonder if there's like team rules on what yo-yo you will use, and our standard rule is always you can play with whatever you want. When we first started sponsoring players, before we had competition caliber yo-yos, they played with other brands yo-yos. We had people winning like national titles on other companies yo-yos. But it didn't mean that we still didn't want to cultivate the team. I think it actually created like a culture and a trust that we had to overcome everybody else before even our team would find it worthy to play with our yo-yos. And it was pretty known at the time. Okay, so that needs to go in there, and that needs to go out to be finished. Commune 5, deviated 8 North Star, 2 whips, 2 super wide, bullseye citation. Okay, let's go. Let's start with citation. Let's find a bullseye because they're here. I'll give them that package one. 2 super wide, 2 whip. Super wide, commune, 5. It's this area. It's the worst. North Star, regular North Star. Yep. North Star. Responsive deviated 8. And I need to find the whip. The whip. Where is the whip? The whip, the whip. Team. It's interesting. Because on the live like a couple of days ago, we talked about like how the team currently isn't at its biggest level, and some of that is my disengagement with yo-yo players. So that's kind of like I haven't been engaging with as many yo-yo players, so that's kind of like tempered a desire to support players in that area, which is kind of detrimental to our current team members because they just don't have that support group around them. But I think that, you know, consciously, I really love what Hunter's doing with Spotlight. And he's taking players from like grassroots and developing them. And I mean, that's the coolest. Like, I don't know if you watched Christian Harper there was some contest last weekend or the weekend before, but Christian lives around the corner from us. We've seen he's been hanging around like Hunter's Club for the longest time, and to see the way that he's developed, it's impressive. And I mean that to me is a better achievement than just like headhunting. It's been a while since we've sniped a player off another team. And I know that we can offer any player the best sponsorship deal available for them. That's not a I don't think that's an untrue statement, and it's not a flex, and that doesn't mean that they'd be interested in being a part of it. I just think that, you know, when our heritage and our winning history shows that we know a little bit about it. And it could be in a player's interest to do that, but we just haven't been shopping. Okay, so what have I got and what haven't I got? I've got the commune. I still need a flight and 2 whip. So incomplete. A lot of completions going on here. I want to seal some boxes because the sealed box is a done box. Okay, this one's good. This one we can seal. So 4 720, 3 threes, a 9 spin star, and a 2024 miracle. See that 2024 miracle I was talking about? Not that one. It's got some scuffs on it. Let's go this one. See, this is why we underlist what we have. Just so we can offer people the best of what we do have. That's the Miracle. $4,720. And 9 Spin Star yo-yos. 1 second for that. So the thing, there's never a club nearby until you start a club, and then people turn up. It's chicken or the egg. So I know clubs that start from a dude putting a sign out, and then it's awkward, and then one other person turns up, and then they develop something, you know, they're comfortable hanging out with each other, and then that creates more opportunities for other people. Hunter runs a lot of his club events at his house. So he does public events where people come to get to know it all, and then they're fortunate enough to have a larger space in their house where more people can come hang out, and it grows from there. But even contests, like people think you need like a big venue and a MC and a sound system for a contest. All you need to actually run a contest, you just need 2 yo-yo players, right? So imagine if your city had a championship, and it's only just 2 people, and then it's like, oh, I'm the city champion. And then that gives some credibility to the title. The next year when you run the city contest, there might be 3 people in the city. And the city contest will build prestige then, and people will know that you're the city champion. Oh, yes, I'm at the national champion, but I'm also my city champion. So, the red gold splash or the red gold, there's been a lot of different Miracle over the years. So you describe the one, and I will answer the question. No, man, I'm gonna rip them. I hope people understand that when they're getting their 3 yo-yos, that I'm not making money on shipping. So I'm gonna uncard them. Or as we know here, shuck them. I swear I got a DV88 for an order, and there's a DV88 sitting here. That goes FedEx. Belgium doesn't have many yo-yo players. Did you go to the Benelux yo-yo tournament? I know this because I have the shirt. It sounded like a very interesting event, and I really like the idea of combining a national contest for multiple countries when it is possible to integrate like that and make it possible and crown more champions. It's really cool. Replacement shells. Pink, black. Okay, I can get these. Pink, black. Commie, and my least favorite, grind machines. I know there's a box of them out there. I'm not sure why I keep subjecting myself to this. I'm going to do myself a favor. I'm going to find different grind machines. The Commune is more beloved in B grade form than it ever was as a retail yo-yo. I'm not sure what the legacy of that is. Okay, grind machine, doing myself a favor. Not dusty. But only one color. I like the given two color experience. So maybe I have to grab one dusty one. This one's not too bad. I'm gonna take it out of the pack still. But it needs one more yo-yo, so I can't pack it or send it yet. Ooh, this is a good one. Catch 22. Yay. Cool. Put a fresh string on that. Or no string. Put some in the box. Make them have the whole experience. What a neat cop. I really like those yo-yos. Not sure why this one's still chilling here. I don't think the serial numbers match on the box. But one of the things that I did like about this yo-yo is it has a serial number in here, a serial number out here, and a serial number on both sides of the yo-yo. And typically they match. The best yo-yo case ever for a single yo-yo. Undisputed. Can take a beating. But there's a yo-yo that's not on my table here, so it's not going to ship. 4 Godspeeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 6 colors. Make sure they're all good. Oh, not that one. That one's got like full-on gravel rash. This one has not. The old plastic grind machine with the rotatable package was the best. I recently came across some of that packaging. Who's in today? Well, we're about to get a visitor. Keith, yeah. We have a visitor at the door. Can you shut this door? Yeah. Cheers. So it's school holidays, so we have quite a number of visitors like turning up every day. We had, I think yesterday we had like 4 or 5 different groups of people come in, and we got a couple of 5-star Google reviews out there. If you've got the time and proclivity. So yeah, give us a good Amazon review, would you? Would you, mate? Okay, 4. 1, 2. I know this one's good because I played with it, which means that I can blame myself for leaving a knot in it. Okay, who's in today? So, Keith's here, Hans is here, Peter, my friend, is here, and that's it. There's 4 of us here today. There are nothing going on in engineering. There's nothing going on in production. It's just the 4 of us. And it's about, on average, I'd say that's as many people as in here. Sometimes 6 or 7. Sometimes 3. 3's the minimum. I guess there were days probably when I was away where there might have even been 2. But we try to time our efforts in blasts and spurts. There's busy times of the year in yo-yo, and there's not busy times in the year. One of the reasons we do this in May tends not to be busy time of year. Oh, good question. What's next after Loop 2020? So Loop 2020 didn't hit it, all right? The stack up of precision required didn't make it hit. There was too much variance in the yo-yos. You know, there could be variance in every component, and when it all adds up, we just couldn't make it repeatable. You could make great yo-yos, but you just need to go through a lot of parts until you built like perfect matching pairs. So it didn't deliver the experience that we were hoping to deliver with it. So what's next is not 2020. We have a new looping yo-yo designed. We want to put it out. We just need to convince ourselves that we make yo-yos for no point yet again and make it. Looping yo-yos they certainly don't pay the bills. So as long as we can get it to not lose too much money, I want to do it. I want the yo-yo more than anything else. So the last mention of making it was last night. So I want it. I want to do it. I think that to cut a tool for it wouldn't be too expensive, and there's no reason we shouldn't make it. Okay. Man, these orders are tough. There's definitely I know I don't like the multi-item orders are always, you look at them and you're just like, oh, I'll do that at the end. Your hair today is literally YoYoFactory smoke. I know, isn't it? Like, when I put it just a little bit of product in it, it's like, it just goes out of control. So, Superstar, Godspeed, Super Wides, shutter B grade ×3. Godspeed, Superstar, shutter B grade ×3. Oh, this one's cool. There's a couple of cool ones here. Can't give the same person all the cool ones though. Pre-order before launch. Yeah, I don't love doing it. Just this is a cool one too. Look, shutter trainer. I like that. Okay, so they're getting 3. They didn't bring the super wides over. Godspeed. $10 superstar and super wides. So I don't like pre-order because there's a history of sketchy stuff with yo-yo pre-orders from less reputable people doing it. And sup, Miles? And I don't want to be associated with that. And you know, there are hiccups that occur along the way, and even if people are mindful and knowing of these hiccups, when you delay your delivery, if people do get upset with it, they may have cause, and maybe they do have justified cause because their expectations are not met, but they can't. I don't want to disappoint people. All right, so I want to make sure that it comes in, it's got no problems, and then we make it available. So we got to get to there. One. And the small strings get you. Miles, I hear you're going to be a 2A champion. Looking forward to it, buddy. That's a good B grade. Trying, that's what it takes. Got to try. If you don't try, you can't do. Good. Two 720s. Yo, Stan, what's good? Yeah, packing orders. I'm gonna pack your order soon. I know it's in this pile. Should find it. You can tell me what colors you want on everything. Ah, that'd be convenient. Let me finish this one, and then I'll find yours. If you can stick around, that is. I just need to work out if these super wides are trash. That one? Or it might puppy trash. Let's not, shall we? Let's just not. Can do better than that one. Man, janky pads, janky bearing. That one's better, marginally. No, I enjoy trying them all. It's something that we've always done. And I mean, we can throw slop in a box, but then it'll just come back to us. So it's better to take a little time and effort. Okay, so I can give you the YoYoFactory story. Let me lock in these Sterners and then we'll come back. I'll give you like full Spider-Man origin stories. So Keith usually uses this space for, like when somebody comes in to you know, hang out with them, show them yo-yos and stuff. But we're on because it's so crazy and chaotic in here, it's no visitors allowed. And today, unlike yesterday, I have noticed when it's told me that there is low battery, I can plug it in. I suppose from yesterday where I just let it go flat. I do have a plug that works on this one, but I didn't bring it. Okay. Sterner, let's find your water. What? It's not here. Yeah, and I just found another order for somebody else whose order I just packed, so I can put that with their other one. But I can't because there's unreleased mystery yo-yo. I swear it's here somewhere. Let me check. I can't get to the computer. No, I don't know where it is. I thought it was here. I thought I was going to put my hands on it immediately, but that has not occurred. It's not far away. Yeah, that mystery yo is pretty good. Let me tell you. Okay, sorry. Thought it was here. Let's go this one instead. 2 super wides, 1 horizon, 1 5 and a superstar, 2 hots. horizon. In a pear tree. This one's cool. It is got that pork-opal laser mark and the normal laser mark on the other side. Little tiny scratch there, but I think I'd rather a cool one with a little tiny scratch than a boring one. Yeah, so yesterday, of the 5 people that came in, one of the dudes came in, he was rocking a Shutter, and he hadn't played with it for like 10 years, and he had no pads in it. And basically, when his pads wore out, he took them out to change them, never changed them, and stopped playing yo-yo. So he came in yesterday. I didn't get his whole story until like we put pads in it, you know, no charge, get him on his way. I was like, hey, before you go, do you want to like, you know, see what's happened in yo-yos in the last 10 years? He was down, so we played some yo-yo. And it was really cool because he had, you know, a certain level of skill that meant you could just go straight into it. The first yo-yo that I had him throw was balls, which was very unique experience for somebody who hadn't played yo-yo in quite a time. But I mean, he could do boing boing, and he was like, "Oh, this makes it much easier." So it was like a functional improvement on that trick for him. The next yo-yo I let him play was 9 Dragons, and if you haven't played yo-yo for a while, but you're familiar with the form and function of yo-yo, he learnt really quickly. He said he had never done a finger spin before, so 9 Dragons made that possible for him like instantly. But I wasn't trying to, you know, sell him a yo-yo. I just wanted him to be aware of all the other cool stuff. But he works around the corner, so he'll come back in. And I bet he gets both of those yo-yos eventually. That's kind of how it works. So having the opportunity to hang out with yo-yo players, new yo-yo players, like that you don't know every day, is really cool. Very much enjoy it. It's one of the best things about working here. So he'd never done a finger spin because like 10 years ago it wasn't a common thing to do. So I got to give the YoYoFactory story. Once upon a time, there was a company called Playmax. And, I mean, man, how far back do we have to go here? All right, so there's a guy named Pedro. And Pedro is widely credited with bringing the yo-yo to America. Then there was another guy named Don. And Don was a businessman. And Don saw Pedro doing his thing. And as the story goes, Don purchased the rights to this thing and started doing this thing. Pedro went and worked for Don. Don was the first one to market and promote and really sell yo-yos in America. And not bad, man. Yours is still, there's still a question that Keith needed to do something about yours, so I haven't touched it. So Don ran his little company, yo-yos boomed, stuff went great. He had some cool other projects, Don. Very interesting guy when you look at him. So, you know, the story goes, he was also one of the people that really made parking meters a thing. Good Humor Ice Cream was another one of his things that he's associated with. He may not have invented them, but he was certainly critical in the promotion of them. There's another project he was involved in called Bible Storyland. And it was supposed to be like a religious version of Disneyland. And a guy made a documentary of it. I'm not sure, it might be online. But yeah, Don, and I don't know what role Don played in it, if he was going to be the money or if he was going to be the inspiration, but look that up. Anyway, I digress. So Don had a son. His kid was named Don. So Don Jr. Inherited, took over the family business. And at that stage, yo-yos were promoted by demonstrators who would go town to town selling yo-yos. Now, the cool thing about their business model is when they sold the yo-yos and the promotion ended and they had like an excess of yo-yos, that was cool. They could just go to the next town and they could sell their yo-yos there. However, the next thing that happened was counterintuitive. And Don Jr., nobody knew his father's birthday. So instead of sticking to this model, this new medium called television came about. And television was perfect for the promotion of yo-yos. Now, instead of having to employ people on the street, you could just put that thing on television and then the whole country could all be excited by yo-yos at the same time, which created such a calamity that they didn't have enough yo-yos. They had to chop down a lot of trees and dry them out because, you know, you can't just make wooden yo-yos instantly because that green wood will warp and all kinds of problems. So they had to invest in future capital equipment, capital production, means of production, I don't know. So then, fast forward, company's gone bust. Don no longer owns his company. So he has to walk away from it. And he wasn't very good at walking away from it either. He believed that it was his name. He could do whatever he wanted with his name. And then one of the companies he started was Duncraft, which sounded vaguely familiar to, well, it wasn't dissimilar enough to his previous company. Let's put it like that. So then he started another one called Duracraft. And Duracraft, let's put it this way. He wasn't, I don't want to speak badly of him, but he just wasn't a great businessman. He seemed to leave a trail of unsatisfied investors, creditors, and there was a reason for the frequent changes in company name. It's a plight of many entrepreneurs. So he ended up starting a company called Playmax. Oh, here we go. This is an order I've been looking for. So Playmax was, and all this happened so he moved to a town, Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona is probably, if you were to equate what is the most important yo-yo town in America, you could argue that it's Luck, Wisconsin, which to this day, Luck calls itself home of the yo-yo because Don's father's company was there, and there's a corner of, I think there's still a yo-yo street there. I went. It's amongst the trees, funnily enough, because that's what they needed, wood. So you could argue that it's Luck, Wisconsin, but you could also argue that it's Tucson, Arizona. And I can make a pretty good case for it. But, so Don's in Tucson, Arizona. He's gone through a few companies. His latest one is Playmax. Now, this is where the lineage of YoYoFactory really touches in, because the principal at YoYoFactory is a guy named Hans, right? So Hans was he was in school and on like a summer vacation, he met his cousin had a yo-yo, and he wouldn't put down his cousin's yo-yo. And he started playing with that yo-yo, and then he had to get his own yo-yo. And then he heard from someone that there was like I want to say like a AAA magazine, and the AAA magazine had a story about the yo-yo king. And he was still trading off a lot of his family legacy at the time. And the Yo-Yo King was in Tucson, Arizona, and he went to the phone book and he looked it up and he found a phone number and he called the number, and Don answered the phone. Yo, something's still spinning. Okay, so Don answered the phone. And he's like, I'd like, and he answered the phone, hello, this is Don. And he's like, the Don? Yes. And Don kind of often would pass himself off as his father. I don't know. There would have been some baggage that came along with being not the famous one in the family, but the one that you assume was the famous one in the family. But he was the hero, basically. And he had a shop and yo-yo museum in Tucson. So Hans is on the phone. I'd like to buy a yo-yo. And Don's like, maybe you could buy 3. Sell them to your friends, or got any family who also want to get a yo-yo? He's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll get a couple. And Don's entrepreneurial spirit sparked something, because a couple of weeks later, once the yo-yos arrived, Hans is calling back up. Oh yeah, I'd like to buy some more yo-yos. Well, see, some of my friends want to play yo-yo now too. And he was buying enough yo-yos that one day he got called into the principal's office, and the principal's like, Hans, this yo-yo thing, it's got to stop. Kids are not learning at school, they're just playing yo-yo. You got to stop it. So he, but the principal was a good educator, and was like, so instead of like ending this now, what we've done is we've set up an assembly at another school, and you can go teach yo-yo there, but you got to teach them how to like responsibly participate in the whole yo-yo thing, like not make it a problem. So Hans went and did that, and he was kind of like, and they sent out a professional yo-yo player was going to come visit, and the dude's name was Ken Folleri, and Ken Folleri was an old demonstrator who worked for Don back in the day, and they'd obviously stayed in contact. In fact, Don had a few former employees working for him, one of them of which was a dude by the name of Dale. So, Hans, when he finished school, jumped in his car, drove to Arizona, because he was going to go to school at ASU. And because Tucson's only like a few hours away, on the weekends, he would jump in his car and he would drive down to Tucson, and he would teach yo-yo at Don's Yo-Yo Museum in Tucson. And got to know Don, and Don got to know Hans, and Hans's parents came through, and one day Hans's dad says to Hans, hey, Don's asked me to invest in the yo-yo company. And Hans says, no, I don't think it's a good idea. Which was an unexpected response, considering how enthusiastic he was for all things yo-yo. but he just didn't think it was a good idea. And his dad didn't listen. And he invested in the Playmax Yo-Yo company. And when he invested, there was a lot of discoveries made along the way of the way the company was structured, additional debts, sold ownership stakes. There was a bunch of problems. Oh, good, there's more B grades over here. So, in the end, Hans's dad bought Don out of the company. Don retired. So when was this? 96. We're at 1996. In 1997, there was a large interest in yo-yo in Australia. And a dude who owned a toy shop in Australia hopped on a plane, flew to America, and was going door to door buying yo-yos from manufacturers. He went to a guy named Brad Countryman who made like wooden yo-yos. He went to Texas, met a dude named Dale, who was the former demonstrator who worked for Don. And yeah, he was buying every yo-yo he could find. And at the same time, the Pro-Yo 2 was in development for Playmax, and it wasn't ready yet. So they actually took whatever yo-yos they could find to Australia, and they started selling like vintage era Pro-Yo products. And we're still in like 97 now. So Hans is at school, still going to teach yo-yo on the weekends, and his dad gives him a call and said, hey, we need a yo-yo demonstrator. Would you be interested? And he's like, nah, I'm kind of like doing this college thing, and no, I don't want to go. And he said, but where is it? He said, oh, it's in Australia.
You will receive all you deserve.
There you go. And Hans said, I'm in. So he hopped on a plane, flew to Australia, and was a demonstrator. Yo-yos were very popular in Australia. Same time, we got a boom happening in Japan. Then it parlayed into like all this stuff. Singapore was a really big market for Playmax, and the UK. But ultimately, the UK was also the death of it, because there was some, like, the things with yo-yo crazes. What goes up goes down on the other side. So you've already seen it kill Don's company, and a craze also kind of killed Pro-Yo as well. So that was, now we might be, ultimately we're pretty close to 2000 here. And eventually that company was sold to Duncan. So that's where the Pro-Yo name and assets lie to this day. So no one's in the yo-yo business anymore. Hans has stepped away. He was quite overwhelmed by the whole thing, and he's off doing anything but playing yo-yo. I came in some stage there. So I met Hans in Australia in like 96. Yeah, it must have been so it must have been 96 when he went. So 96, I met Hans in Australia. I was working in a kite store that sold yo-yos, but I certainly wasn't, if you had to like list the yo-yo and put it this way, there was a yo-yo contest and I was the dude who stayed back and worked in the shop. 3, 6, 9, 13, I need 2 more. While yo-yos were popular in Australia, I met a couple of like traveling yo-yo champions of renown. There was Bill Du Bois, came to Australia, was famously in Australia when Crowded House played their last concert at the Sydney Opera House, and you got to go to it. And the other person I met was Dale Meyerberg, and Dale Meyerberg was a contest which was was billed as the Australian National Contest, and I came second at that contest. So, you know, I was into it. But when yo-yos like fell out of interest in Australia, 97, I went to university, I tapped out. So Hans probably left like end of 96. So when I left him, he got my phone number, and that was it. I never, that chapter kind of closed. So 97, I do a year university, and I completed a year, so it must have been like December. Yeah. December, I get a phone call. And it was a dude, and he said, "Hey, I got your name from Hans van den Elzen. I need a yo-yo demonstrator." Dale Meyerberg is still alive. Super, but Dale's still kicking. Last I heard. It is story time. Gather around. So unlike Hans, who said, "No, not interested," I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." So I jumped on a plane, flew to the UK, where I was going to be a yo-yo demonstrator for 4 weeks. I ended up staying there for 3 months. I re-engaged with Hans there because he came and did like a toy fair. And at the end of it, he's like, "You can't go back to school. You got to come do this yo-yo thing. We need people. We need warm bodies that can play yo-yo." And I mean, my level of skill at this stage wasn't exceptional. I was standing in a toy store 8 hours a day playing with the Pro Yo 2. So you get a lot of time to practice, even the touch and awareness. And I really enjoyed it. And so I was in Hamleys, which is billed as the finest toy store in the world. And it's in, what is it, Oxford Street? No, Regent Street. Regent's off Oxford. So it's in Regent Street in London, and it, especially around the holidays, massive crowds of people. And I would sell yo-yos on the like 4th floor, and my sales were good enough on the 4th floor. They moved me to the ground floor by the door. Lobster. You know what's funny? People in Massachusetts say lobster, and Australians do too. So I mean, celebrities, all kinds of cool people came through, and I had a great time. Got experience to I was 18 years old. 17? I don't know what. I wasn't old. Must have been 18, because I certainly went to some interesting clubs and stuff in London. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I packed that one order. So after he said you can't just go back to school. So after that was all done, I flew to Phoenix, Arizona, and I started teaching yo-yo at like summer school programs. And before I went back, I did my first like international like promotion. I went to Hong Kong. I went to, there was a contest in there too. World Yo-Yo Contest 2008, which was in Primm, Nevada. I competed in that contest in the one-handed championship division, where I took 5th place, and they gave me a trophy. That was my first freestyle contest, and it was pretty cool. So everybody else who I competed against kind of knew what they were doing. I certainly didn't have a clue what I was doing, but just did some tricks and had fun. I did some promotions like Singapore, went to Europe, stuff in the US, lots of stuff in the US. It was all good times. But yeah, then like 2000 odd, when it all wrapped up, I went back to school. So I completed my first year of my degree. I had like 2 years to go, but I kind of chilled on it. So it took 2.5 years. And by the end of that, he's got itchy yo-yo fingers again. He's like, I've got an idea for a yo-yo. And if you've met Hans, you know that sometimes he comes off with like crazy mad scientist vibes. And I'm like, okay, what are you thinking? And he's like, I've got this new starburst. It solves the problems of the pads wearing out. I was like, I thought the whole thing was to move away from the starburst. He's like, but this is it. The starburst does move away. Whatever. I believed in him. And it got to the stage where, you know, he's prototyping his design. He's like, this thing's gonna work. And there was another dude who was doing yo-yo promotions in America who needed a demonstrator at the time. And I'm like, I wasn't doing anything. So I went and did some stuff for this dude. And it was around the same time. And that dude, it was like there was stuff to do all week, and then it got to the weekends. And during the weekends, he didn't need me. So I'd go to Arizona, and we started this new venture, developing a new yo-yo brand. And that was called YoYoFactory. Hooray! We got to that part of the story. So yeah, that's where we got to YoYoFactory. It's funny because like when you bootstrap a new venture, you know, you have to make sacrifices along the way. And at one point, Hans was getting married. So the last promotion we did was the Philippines. And while we were in the Philippines, he met a girl who ended up becoming his wife, and I'd met her there. So, you know, we're all friends, and he was having a wedding, and it was all around the same time that the company was starting. And I'm like, dude, I can come to your wedding, all right? But it's gonna cost a lot of money. Or I can just send the money that I was gonna spend and you can put it into the company. He's like, here's my routing number, send the money. Whatever. It wouldn't have been a fun wedding. So yeah. So now we founded YoYoFactory at that time. And yeah, that's how I got involved with YoYoFactory. There you go. Somewhere along the way, I also learned how to tell a really long story. Keeps me entertained. Yo, I can actually, man, this only can fit in a bubble mailer. I don't know what I was doing. Thought it could fit in a box. I can make it work. What's the hardest trick you can do? Man, two-handed reach for the moon. The best thing about two-handed reach for the moon is not a lot of people can do it. Of course, it's hard. And you don't need expensive yo-yos to do it. I have not found your order. I think it's still on the computer and the people are still in the other room, so I can't go in and print it. But I've almost finished these ones. Actually, I think I have. So I finished what I'm doing here. I need the people to leave so I can go print some more. Now I'll just sip out of my 450-year shelf life plastic cup. Don't judge me. I'm going to do better. I'm going to get metal ones. Metal reusable red cups. So it can have all the benefits of being a red cup and not destroy the planet. I packed yours yesterday. Yes. I like these boxes. I thought, you know, pack the boxes. You can get them all done. And every one of them needs, just about every one of them needs something from the other side. I had these two 2023 miracles. Oh, that one's got a chunk out of it. And a bad vibration. Sweet yo-yo. Miracle case bundle. Will you receive the silver mat? Maybe. I haven't packed anything in the case. Do you want the silver mat? If you want the silver mat and you send me an email, I can make sure you get it. We don't offer, we don't guarantee that, but if you're here watching and supporting, I can usually make it happen. Somebody asked me yesterday for a special Horizon, and I said yes. And I don't know where their order is. So I hope I haven't screwed that up. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, it is a 23. Well, I can give that to somebody. Oh, give it to my guy. Wesley lives around the corner. Sweet. Let's do a package. Cool. That guy used to live up the street from me, and when he'd order, I'd just go deliver it. During COVID era, if anybody local ordered, I'd always go deliver their order. Man, that's a pretty good win. Hooray! Now I've got to find another 03 miracle somewhere in the universe. I know it exists. I know where they are. Just not in this room. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Oh, look, 153 minutes. Thank you for spending the morning with me. I'm going to go eat, and I'm going to go finish these up, and we'll see how we're doing this afternoon. I might pop back on for a little bit. Catch you later. Thanks if you listen to the story. I can tell one. Bye-bye.